Hi guys, welcome back to HTML5 Crash Course series for absolute beginners. If you're new or haven't watched the first part completely, I highly recommend that you watch the first part and then continue with the second. The link for the part 1 of this series is in the description box down below. So moving on, just to recap from previous tutorial, we learned about what is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and how they can help us to build beautiful websites. We also learned how HTML works locally on our computer and the fact that we do not need a server to run the code. Then we discussed on why we need a browser and a text editor, and we chose to work with Google Chrome and Sublime text editor to take on this journey. And finally, we learned how we can actually create a new file in Sublime Text and how we can display the content of that HTML file in our Chrome browser. So with that being said, the agenda for today looks like this. First, we will be learning about HTML file structure, that is how an HTML structure would look without any content. Then we'll be looking at different tags that we can use to identify different types of content in a web page and how their syntax looks like. And finally, we'll be looking at how we can combine different HTML tags to achieve an outcome in our web page. So before we dive in, first let's install a few packages in our Sublime Text to make our journey much smoother. Remember, to open a file in browser, we had to open the file in a browser manually by navigating to the location of that file. And whenever we were changing something in that file, we had to sort of manually first save that file in Sublime Text and then manually refresh the browser so that we can see the new contents. Well, that is a bit of a tedious task, and if you're working on a bigger project, that's not something that you want to do over and over again because it is boring. So to just automate that, we are going to be installing two simple packages in our Sublime Text, and we see how we can set that up so that we don't have to go to a file location to open it. We can just open it from Sublime Text straight, and then we also can see how we can do a live reload of the browser once we save the file in our Sublime Text. So the first thing that we will be focusing on would be the view in browser package. So this is sort of a package that allows us to be able to open a file in the browser from Sublime Text itself. So to do that, first thing that we do is first we go to a tools menu and it says command palette. You can also just use this shortcut to open command palette, which is my favorite, so I'm just going to do that, command shift P. And Windows, it is control shift P. So the first thing that you want to do is you type in install. So I'm just going to install package control because I removed it, but you guys probably don't have to do this at the start. So I say install package control and just takes a few seconds to install, and it says here it is installed. So once that's done, I just go type in install, and it says package control install package. So this is what I want to select. I select it first, and it's loading repositories. Once that's done, then here we are searching for the view in browser package. So we just go and click on this, and it will just install package. So it is done. Now, for the changes to take effect, we have to quit Sublime Text. So I'm just going to do that, quit it, and open Sublime Text again. So to open this file in the Chrome, I just have to press Alt-Control-V, right? So it opens it. Sometimes for Chrome browser, it does not work. So all you have to do is be on the Sublime Text editor, then you go to Sublime Text and you go to Preferences, you go to Package Settings, and then we select the View in Browser package. Here we have got two options. We do not want to touch anything in Settings Default, we just want to add something in Settings User. To just do that, Usually it is like this. So all you have to do is you just type in parentheses and then you say browser and colon, then you put name of the browser that you have. So in this case I've got Chrome. I just put Chrome in there. I don't know whether it's going to be the same thing with Firefox, but it was not working with Chrome browser, so that's why I had to put that in there. So once done, again, you just have to quit your Sublime text for the changes to take effect, and then it should work. So the shortcut to open the file in a browser is Alt Control V, the letter V. Okay, so that is done. Now see the issue right now that we are facing. So if I type in something, a new content, and I save it, see it does not actually reflect this here unless I go and refresh. Well, that's not something that we always want to do. So we want to sort of automate this so that every time that I put in something and I save it, it should automatically show me the new content. This will be very helpful if you're working on a bigger project and you're building a nice website. It will help you to detect errors early on, so you don't have to worry about things later on. So the first thing that you have to do is first you go to Chrome extensions. Once you're here, actually I'm going to just remove this. So once you're here, you click on this 3 lines to the left side, and you click on Open Chrome Web Store. Once you're here in the search bar, you just want to type in LiveReload. Once you're here, you want to select the LiveReload, not LiveReload plus. So the first one that pops up is this LiveReload from livereload.com. So it has this icon. Make sure you install this. So you just click on it, open it, and you say add to Chrome. So it will just give you this pop-up. You just click on add extension. So that's done. Once that's done, then what we do, we go to our extensions tab again, and here we click on details. In details, we want to enable where it says allow access to file URLs. Once that's done, we just close our tab. Here you just want to pin this so that you can see that here, and we just quit Chrome. Sometimes it doesn't work, so that the changes take effect, and you just open this file again in Chrome browser. So once we have that one, then we go to our Sublime text, and we again go to command palette. So we just press Command Shift P, and we type in install. So we open the install package option. Once it opens this one up, then we type in LiveReload. So we install this package. So I'll just install that. Once done, you just want to, so it says first you have to be sure to quit your or restore your Sublime text to see the changes. So before you do that, actually go to Sublime Text, Preferences, Package Settings. Here we want to go to LiveReload, and we want to click on Settings Default. Once you're here, you just want to add 2 more lines here, very basic, and that is simple reload plugin. You put comma in there, then you say simple refresh. You save this, save, close this, actually quit Sublime Text, open it again, and let's see if it works. So if I say just hello and save, it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? Because sometimes it doesn't automatically start. So all you have to do is, once you have this, you just click on this icon for live reload. So it says enable live reload, right? So we just click on it, and then here if I say hello students, when I save it, we can see that it automatically refreshes the page without us having to reload the browser. Now that's all what we want, so that's all good. Let's just get rid of what we had from previous lesson. So that is done. So now let's just start with the HTML file structure. Now in all HTML files, we have got a document declaration, we have got HTML tag, we have got head tag, and we have got a body tag. So to the right side, we can see the first line is our doc type declaration. So the doc type declaration or document type declaration simply tells the browser of what type of the document this file is. So it says, in this case, it says this is an HTML5 file or document. Other versions of HTML like XHTML or HTML4 have different doc type declarations, but we don't really have to worry about how they look and how they work or stuff like that, because we only focus on HTML5. Next up, we have got an HTML tag. Now this tag, which starts from line 3, ends on line 17, sort of determines the start and end of our HTML file. Remember, not everything that we put inside an HTML tag will be visible to the user or in the body of our web page. Inside the HTML tag, we have got two other main tags. The first one is head, which starts from line 5 and ends on line 9 in this case. That's the head tag. And then we have got a body tag, which starts on line 11 and ends on line 15. So the head tag can include things like page title, link to CSS files, link to JavaScript files, also some meta tags, which we'll be discussing later on in the course. Remember that anything inside the head tag will not be displayed to the user, or it's not displayed in the document body or web page body. Next up, we have got the body tag. This tag determines the body of our web page. It basically contains everything that we want to show to a user. So let's see how this one actually works. So we don't have to really type the whole thing. In Sublime Text, you just type in HTML and press tab. It will just give you the basic structure. Now, as I said, the HTML, okay, so the first one, which is the doc type declaration, this one tells the browser that this document is an HTML file. Then we have got the HTML starting tag and ending tag. So how we can differentiate between a starting tag and ending tag? We know that because there is an extra / before HTML when we close it. The rest is the same. Let's just add an indentation so that we can see where things start, where things end. And I recommend that you guys do the same thing, because if you have got a long HTML file, you want to be able to see clearly where things start, where things end, so you don't stumble across things. So then we said that we have got head tag. The head tag can contain stuff like page title, link to CSS files, JavaScript files, and it can have some other meta tags which we'll be discussing later on in the course. But for now, because we have got a title, so this title tag sort of determines the title of our web page. The title of our web page is here, so it is index.html. Now that's not going to look good if we have got a very beautiful website and people are looking at that and they see that, oh, the file of this page is index.html. We don't want that, right? So we want to change it to something else. We said title should be HTML series. The moment I save it, it just shows HTML5 series. And also I said that anything that we type within the head tag, it's not showing in the body, so we cannot see that, right, in the body of our web page. Now we have got the body tag. The body tag is where whatever that we put in there will be displayed to the user. For example, let's say we say welcome to the course, right? And then I save this. Once I save it, see, it just says, oh, welcome to the course, and it shows the content. So that is the basic file structure and how things work. Next up, we have got HTML tags. Now, we have got a range of different HTML tags which we'll be learning throughout the course, but there's a very basic syntax for all of them. We have got an opening tag and we have got a closing tag. How we can differentiate? We can differentiate with the closing tag having a / before the tag name. So the tag name would be the same thing. So once we have got contents between the opening tag and the closing tag, that's when we call that an HTML element, right? So this whole thing from here to here, it's called HTML element. There are some examples. So let's say we have got a P tag. The P tag is basically our paragraph tag. So anything that goes between the opening P tag and the closing P tag would be regarded as a paragraph. Same thing with H1. H1 is our heading 1, which has a bigger text and it's bold and it has some paddings around it. That's our headings. And the image, same thing. That's how we embed the images in our web page. So for example, we have got, let's say, the heading 1 tag. So we start the heading 1, we say a less than sign, then we say H1, then we close the tag with the greater than sign, then we put the content that we want to show as a heading 1. So we say loop div, then we want to close that tag that we started. So to close that, we put the same thing with just an addition of the /. If we do not close that, anything that we put after this tag, it will be considered as a heading. So if we close it, then that would be considered as a normal text. In HTML, we also have a concept of empty or self-closing tags, such as BR or image. These tags do not have a closing tag, right? The reason that we do not have that because we do not or we cannot put contents or there is no need to put contents in there. For example, if I want to create a new line, I just put this tag. There's just a new line, so there's contents after this, right? So there is no content specific for break. Same thing with image. We just include or embed image in our web page. So there is no content for the image tag. That's why there is no closing tag as well. And just remember that HTML tags are not case sensitive. You can put them capital letters, you can put them small letters, it doesn't really matter. But it's best to always have them small letters because it makes it more readable and it is easier, and that is the standard way of doing it. So let's see how it is done. Okay, so before we do this, actually I encourage you guys to always comment your code. This allows everyone else who reads your code to understand what your code is all about and what your code actually does, right? So to put a comment in an HTML file, you have to put the less than sign, and then we put the exclamation, then we put 2 dashes, and then we put our comment. So I want to show you guys how headings are working in an HTML file. So we just say heading tag, then we have to close our comment. So how we can close that? We can put 2 dashes, and then we put the greater than sign, and that's it. So we can see that the comments are sort of in gray format or gray color. When I save this, it's not shown in the body of our web page because it's not for users to see, it's just for developers to see. So the headings we have got in HTML, we have got 6 headings. So it starts from 1 through 6. So to get the first heading, we just type in H1 and just press the tab key. It will just bring up the start or the opening tag and the closing tag. This is where we can put the contents. So I say heading 1. So the moment I save it, it just shows me the heading 1. Now we can see that heading 1 has some paddings around it. It is a bigger text. It is bold. Then if I go and put heading 2, which is H2, tab, and I say heading 2. Now see what happens. There is a space between heading 1 and heading 2, that is called padding. Then we have got, it's still bold, but it is smaller than heading 1. Remember I told you guys that we always have to close this heading, the tags that we start. Now the reason for that is if I don't close this heading 1, and if I have something like heading 1 is something like this, and I save it, see what happens. Heading 1 is something like this. This text is also considered as a heading, right? But we do not want that. We want only heading 1 to be bold, and the rest of that should be what? Should be just a normal text. So to do that, we always have to make sure that we close the tags. So if I just save that, see what happens? Heading 1 is something like this, right? Then the same thing, we can go to heading 3. So we say heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, and then we go heading 6, right? Now normally we only go to heading 4 maximum. Heading 5, heading 6, they don't usually use it, and it's not needed for the majority of things that we do. Then we move on to paragraph tags. So we still put the comments, so we go paragraph tag, right? Then we put, so for paragraph tag we have got P, and you just press tab and it just brings the opening and closing tags. Now to get dummy data or dummy text or dummy paragraph in Sublime Text, you just type in lorem and press tab and just bring up the dummy text that's already there, so we don't have to type stuff. Just save it, and this is how it looks like. So we have got headings looking like this, which is bold, and here we have got paragraphs, which is just a normal text, and it is just, you know, not bold. So, and next one, we have got a hyperlink tag. Our hyperlink tag in HTML is the A tag. So when I press tab, it brings up the opening and closing tag. So this one, with this A tag, we can actually put links in our website to a different page or different website or different link or URL. So how we can do that? Here we have got, this is called an attribute in an HTML tag. So in A tag, we have got an attribute which is called href, and this href is basically the URL to another site or another page. Now because we don't have any other page, we just put the link to Google, so we say google.com, right? Now it doesn't show it here. Why? Because we did not put any content, so it's not visible to the user. If you want it to be visible, we have to put the content, so we say link to Google website, and we save it, and there we have. So when I hover over this, at the bottom you can see that it says, if you click on this, it will take you to https://www.google.com. So when I click on this, it takes me to google.com. Okay, so the final topic that we want to discuss is the nested tags. In HTML, we can actually embed one HTML tag inside another HTML tag to achieve a certain outcome. For example, in this paragraph that we have right now, this is an important paragraph. We want to highlight the important word and make it bold. Now to do that, we have to use the B tag in HTML. So because important keyword is inside a paragraph, we, in this case, should use the B tag inside the paragraph. That is called nested tags. Let's see how we can do that in our HTML file. So here I'll just go and add a comment. I say nested tags and save that. So let's put the paragraph here. We say this is an important paragraph. When I save it, we can see the text here, but I want this important to be formatted as a bold text. Now, how we can do that? We can do that by putting the important keyword inside a B tag. Now, when I save this, we can see automatically it is shown as B tag or as bold text. So this is called embedded or nested okay, so now we can see that automatically the important keyword or the important word is shown as a bold text. Now that was only possible by just embedding a new HTML tag, which is called the B tag, and now it's shown as bold. So this is called nesting tags in HTML, and we are achieving a certain outcome from this. So that brings us to the end of today's tutorial. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please like this video and share it with your friends. And if you have any questions, please put it in the comment section down below and I will try and answer it before the next tutorial. And also don't forget to subscribe to Loop Dev and stay tuned for future videos. Peace out.